You're going to sidekick.
Jake, how are you? I think just white people suck.
Certified love his puss, you know?
Welcome to the show. You're faking cancer.
Yeah.
Certified pussy boy.
When I was 3, I got bit by a tick in my head, and then from the time that I was 3 to when I was 16, I was in and out of wheelchairs.
My name is Jacob Andrew Sharpe. This is Jake Doolittle. Yes, Jake?
So you just changed the subject, but I was about to say something.
That's really...
So...
Okay, so the last time I spoke to you, which was yesterday,
yeah,
we had a FaceTime, and you were walking around the gym, working on fitness, working on health, and it seems like something has happened in between the last 24 hours. And I'm not upset at you, and I shouldn't be, but I am a little miffed that I had to find out a whole day after while we're gonna talk on our podcast, and then you were like, "Did you see my tweet?" Hey man, you know how many tweets I don't see? And you're one of like my best friends, and how many tweets I don't see.
Well, I was hoping that maybe I could save it for this.
Well, I'm happy you did, but so what happened?
So I was walking around the gym, and so this has happened to me once before when I was younger.
Big surprise.
I know, seriously. I was like 13 or 14, and I was getting out of the shower, and I passed out, and I passed out naked, and I was home alone, and I hit my head, and then I crawled because my phone was upstairs in my bedroom, so I had to crawl naked up the stairs to get my phone and call 911 and get an ambulance there so that they could grab my 13-year-old naked body and bring me to the emergency room. So that's good.
But this time's different because
I was fully clothed, and so I was doing arms. I had just walked like 5 miles, which I was really excited about. Actually, I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
So I was at my apartment, and
getting ready to get swole for sure. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like once you hear how my day started, you'll go, oh, then why'd you do that? But we'll see.
Oh my god.
So I woke up and I did some work. I did some editing. I felt good. I posted a YouTube video.
Congrats. And it's hilarious, by the way.
Felt good, thank you. And then I had 3 cups of just pure black tea and no water. No water in the tea.
You just ate 3 cups of black tea dry.
Yeah, I did. I just it was like the cinnamon challenge, but it was
just black tea. Yeah. So it was disgusting. It was worse.
Yeah, it was awful.
Ate a bunch of sticks.
I drank 3 cups of black tea, no water that whole day, and then edited, right? Because you drink so much fucking caffeine when you edit, and like, you know, it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So why not?
Yep.
And so then
buddy, you're talking to the king of just my office is just coffee mugs that are dry and empty because I had like 4 in one day, and then I go, I gotta brush my teeth. But
and you can't. But the worst part is you can't stack coffee mugs, really.
Nope.
So sure like they're just not gonna go anywhere, you know.
Bingo.
So they're just staying there for a long time.
You did something. Dude, why do you forget? Sorry for another tangent, but why do you forget like what the body needs? Like you have like you have a lot going on health wise, and you just forget like necessities sometimes. No water.
Yes.
You out of your mind. Like it's like sometimes you get on the phone and you're like, hey, I held my breath for like 2 hours and I passed out. What's that about? Hey, buddy.
Like, literally. I don't know what it is. What was it? A couple weeks ago, I remember calling you, and I was like, yeah, I forgot to eat all day, and I called you at like 6, and I felt like I was gonna pass out, And it was like I just, and I think that's it's definitely something where it's like I'm so focused on working and like I want to get stuff done that I don't eat. Not an excuse, but like that's what my brain says. So now I have an app to remind myself to drink water. Anyways, so I had 3 cups of black tea. And when I say cups, these are iced black teas in like a Starbucks cup. Okay?
Yeah.
And so drank those probably in the span of 30 minutes and then was like, all right, I'm done with this editing for now. I'm going to get back to it. So I'm going to go to the gym. And so I drank a little bit of water with a caffeine pill that I took.
Jake, you don't need to do that.
And then went to the gym. And did I bring a water bottle to the gym? No. Of course not.
Why would you need that there?
You just need so had no muscles. Water at the gym. Of course. Walked 5 miles. Did like weights and stuff. And while I was doing weights, I was like, oh my God, like I feel so good. I was doing like probably like 50 to 70 pounds more than I usually would. And I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm fucking killing it. And then I, on like my last rep of arms, I like felt like I hit a wall and my vision went black all around, like tunnel vision.
Yep. Like a pinhole type thing.
Yeah. And so I was spaced out, and then I had the wherewithal to go downstairs because like I knew that if I didn't drink water like ASAP, I would just pass out. So I went downstairs and I grabbed my credit card, went to go buy a water, bought a water, went back, threw up in my mouth, took a shit.
Okay, now this is like not true. Like now it's just like then I threw up, I came my pants, I pissed all over the place, and now I'm not allowed in the state of fucking Iowa anymore. Like it's just
then I got arrested. Yeah. It sounds like a fucking bit.
Yeah.
And then did that, drank like downed the water, and then laid on a bench next to the basketball court for like a good 40 minutes just like shaking.
Yeah.
And also, so I'm in the gym and I have my mask on, which also didn't help because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing was I went to the bathroom to take my mask off my nose and then covered my nose so that I could breathe a little bit of fresh air.
Yeah.
And then went back to the bench, sat for another probably 20 minutes, and then... And we'll get into this later because I feel like you feel the same way. But sometimes I feel like since I've been through so much, I'm like, oh, this is going to pass. Fuck it.
Yes,
like, this is going to pass. I don't need any help. Like this will just be over.
It happens all the time where I get like a sharp pain, just like on my heart sometimes, and I go, I think that's fine. I'm sure that's nothing. I'm sure it's just a random sharp pain in my heart.
Yeah.
But yes, I know what you mean. And you just go, I think I'm just going to sit down for a second and like kind of like just like really just push through it and it'll go away.
Yeah. My heart rate was like 160. I was like twitching and convulsing.
Good.
And then
has anyone noticed at this point? Like has anyone
No, which I thought was interesting. Everybody was just like doing their thing and I not kidding, was in the middle of the gym on a bench on my back, going like fucking twitching out, and I felt like my heart was pounding out of my chest, and then finally I texted Hannah and was like, "Hey, you're gonna need to pick me up because I don't think that I can drive."
That's so funny.
Waddled out to the car, and then laid down, took a nap for 3 hours, and woke up fine. So that's cool.
Well, there you go. But I will say, I think the reason no one noticed is because you do look like someone who just started working out. Like you look like,
oh yeah,
like you look like you look like a guy who's just like, okay, I got an ad online, and this is how I'm gonna get big and strong. And
Yeah.
and then like when you're laying down and like convulsing and shaking, everyone's like, Jesus, I
Jesus
guess
Christ.
that guy's having a
Yeah.
really tough first go working out ever.
Yeah, and it
Like,
sucks because I'm like hyperventilating, which doesn't help because it makes it seem like I'm like it's like a lung thing where it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
ran too much or something. But
But
no, I'm not doing
No.
well.
and your glasses are on the whole time, right?
Of course, I
Doesn't
look like the
yeah,
yeah,
doesn't
it doesn't
help your
help.
case.
And the thing is like glasses, somewhat light hair, looking like the kid from the Polar Express, like the annoying kid
Yeah,
from the
yeah, yeah,
Polar
yeah.
Express.
Yep.
That doesn't help your case. People don't want to help
No.
you when you look like the worst.
You look like a 50s nerd. Like
Yeah,
you look
I'm a caricature of a nerd.
Yes, you are like
Yeah.
an offensive caricature of what a nerd is. Like
Yeah.
like you would be like a caricature artist at the beach would like draw you hilariously. Like everything would be so exaggerated.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, buddy, you gotta this is also so I noticed that there's a huge, like, as much as we are the same, there are huge differences because of you're American and I'm Canadian. And I noticed these different, like when you said like it's in a Starbucks cup, like a venti size iced black tea. When I'm thinking black tea, I'm thinking you're just having like a mug of
Like a
English
decent
breakfast,
amount.
like one tea bag of Red Rose in the morning, and then you're off. No. And I noticed this when we went to Dunkin' Donuts for the first time, and I was like, I'll just get a coffee with some milk and sugar, and I'll get a breakfast sandwich. And you were like, I'll get the snack and bacon, which is bacon that's cooked in maple syrup, and then I want, and then you were like, I'm gonna get all, and you want, I want everything that I can get that's sweet, sugary, and full of stuff that is gluten free. But then I also want
also dairy free, you fuck.
Dairy free, yes.
Also dairy free.
Sorry. And then and then I go, "Oh, I want to know what Jake drinks because you don't drink dairy." And then you get like an extra, like you get like a large sweetened almond milk with 3 shots of cinnamon, and you're like, "This is the best drink ever." And then you show me that you have the Dunkin' Donuts app.
Yeah.
That's the most American thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I've got like so many reward points, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get to free snack and bacon soon, and it's like, oh.
And then we all tried the snack and bacon, and we were like, that's incredible, but I can only eat that like once in my life, because if I eat that twice, I think my heart will explode.
Yeah, I think it's different though, because like at Dunkin', that's the only thing that I can eat.
Yeah, that's true.
So like the only thing that I can eat is snack and bacon and hash browns. Yeah. So
potatoes and
bacon
fat,
for breakfast.
Back fat from a pig.
Yeah, which is awesome. But like, yeah, I think I realized that like during that tour, I was like, oh, like this isn't good for me. You know?
Yeah.
I was like,
I also,
like I was
same thing. Yep.
I was drinking so much coffee and then I realized that I don't like coffee because it makes me fucking diarrhea all over the place. So now I'm just drinking tea. So now I'm really happy.
Good.
And now I'm just drinking black tea, which is nice because it's not sugary and stuff, and it doesn't add to. I don't know. I think it's good.
No, it's definitely better.
But figuring out like those habits and stuff, and like I told you, like not buying coffee at coffee shops anymore, and just like buying stuff from the store because it's so expensive.
And now the next thing you need to work on is not having 3 cups of black tea now, and then taking a caffeine pill and not drinking water. You know what you should do? You know what you should do is, and I like that you did it already, is fill up one of those Starbucks cups full of water. There you go.
It's my second one. It's my second one.
I think it's also just the active, like, having something like the act of drinking coffee is cool, and that's why a lot of people do it. It's cool to go get a coffee, have a coffee in your hand, and walk around town with your little coffee. But it's like it's important to go, you know what? I've had 3 of these already. I don't feel very good. Maybe I should have a drink of water.
Yeah, maybe. Or
You know,
maybe if my piss looks like black tea, maybe
yes.
that's a sign.
Yeah, my piss shouldn't look like a fucking sunset. So maybe I should drink some water. Like,
Yeah. I dude, I it was yesterday was a mess. And so
okay.
what I think I do is like that's why I don't drink, is because I feel like if I were to drink,
Yeah.
I would drink so much.
Yep, that's a good thing to recognize because it's really easy to drink a lot.
Yeah.
Uh in like working in bars, it's just I think this generation is kind of like we don't view uh over drinking if it's in a party environment. Like we don't see it as
Right.
over drinking. We're like, no, it's just fun to get blackout drunk, and then like you're just expected to like everyone's like, oh, you feel shitty, I feel shitty too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
normalized.
fine.
It's interesting.
But so that's why I'm kind of been off the hooch, is because especially working in a bar, it was definitely heavily promoted. But like I think it goes back to the thing of you just got to do everything in moderation.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get through editing a video, instead of going for a 4th cup of coffee, go lay down for an hour. Go
Yeah.
go lie
Yeah.
down, because that will do you heaps more.
Yeah, I downloaded like Headspace
Nice.
and have been doing that. Like little things like that.
Yeah.
I cleared everything off my phone that I don't need. Like little things like that are so helpful.
Yep. Yep.
Just for like your mental health. I don't know. It's good.
It's
Today I feel great.
good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad. Yeah. Well, I hope you feel a little bit better, and I hope you learned a lesson from yesterday.
I think I
Because
did. I think I
especially
did,
as a sick person, you should know. Like that's the thing too. I hate when people are like, "You must eat so healthy now," and I'm like, "I'm embarrassed to tell you the truth. I'm embarrassed to tell you exactly how I eat, because you will look at me and go, "You're gonna get cancer again." Because I still eat like an idiot. I've gotten a little bit better, especially I think recent, like literally like this week I've been really trying to have days where I eat no meat and try to get back to, because I was vegetarian for almost 4 years.
Really?
And
I didn't even know that.
and then I just stopped, and now I'm like I think I need to, because not only like health wise, but like I'm just getting older, and I gotta watch that
Yeah.
stuff.
I've been doing that recently too, where like, cause like Hannah and I don't, like, usually we have like a deal, cause I love cooking and
Yes, me too.
she likes cleaning,
Oh,
so it's
great.
perfect.
That's great.
So like I'll cook and she'll do the dishes,
Yes.
and that's like
Yeah.
our deal. And so I've been cooking so much recently, and like just finding different fun things to cook with. I put I had like a butternut squash with like it was really good, and I think
That's
like
great.
just finding different things to cook and test
Yeah.
out are super important over
Well, and
time.
especially you know, it's for how available food is right now. Food's
Yeah.
like, if you live in North America, well, I don't want to sound like an asshole, because I know food is not available actually. But if you're for like white people who make a decent amount of money, you can
Food is in stock.
it's crazy how like you can just order groceries and then order Uber Eats. Like you literally
Yes.
you literally don't have to do shit right now.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy how often people order food as opposed to
Oh
actually
yeah.
cooking, and it's like
So much more expensive too.
so much more expensive. And, you know, not even to mention, you know, the issues with Uber Eats and all those companies just taking money from restaurants, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just cook at home. It's important.
Yeah, cook at home, and try like at least in the US, I don't know about Canada, but there's a meat shortage.
Oh,
So like,
really?
yeah, like if you, at least Northeast, if you go into like any meat aisle, you can't find like chicken. So so now is a perfect time to try different things.
Yeah.
I have gotten like beets and just looked up things to do with beets and like just random vegetables, because vegetables are always in stock.
Yep. Go grab a handful of oyster mushrooms and you can cook that into making it taste so close to chicken. Like you won't even fucking know. It's
grow your own oyster mushrooms. It's so much fun.
Have you done that? Really?
Yeah.
No,
I
you
will
haven't.
Yes, I have. I'm not kidding you.
What?
Oyster mushrooms are the easiest mushroom to grow, and you can get a growing kit at Walmart or something like that. They grow in a week, and you'll have a full bloom of oyster mushrooms. I'll send you a photo of what they look like literally after a week, because it's a fungus. They grow so fast.
That's incredible.
It's awesome.
Also, you and I, at such a young age, that whole conversation for all of the listeners
was so old.
Was the oldest person. Like, you and I are two married men that are like that are so excited about talking about nothing. Like, we were just. That was the most. Like, we are 45-year-old men. We are 45-year-old men, and we go and we're dressed like it, and both of us are dressed like it.
Absolutely. No way can you grow oyster mushrooms.
Yeah, my partner and no way. Yeah, no, my partner and I have this deal where I cook, she cleans.
She cleans.
And let me tell you, pretty sweet deal for me.
It is. It's
you
really
and I,
nice.
you and I are like, you and I are a year from, you and I are a year away from getting like our own smokers. And then, like, we're going to be I'm so ready to just start smoking cheese and putting it on a grilled cheese and being like, this is the bomb.
Yeah, smoking cheese. We actually, Jacob and I just bought a timeshare in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally, like, we are right there. We're close to retirement, but working every day. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's
we act like retired men, but work like... we have never worked before.
Yeah, we work like kids who can't pay attention, because we can't. I'm not good at paying attention, but
people have nothing else to do.
Exactly, so. But I am really good at setting up IKEA furniture, which is what I did all day yesterday, and I love looking at the IKEA instructions, and I love going, I have a project today. Even though it's not a project, it's the easiest thing to do. Yeah. But I'm like, I guess I'm going to be a little handy today.
Yeah, it's something to do.
Let me pull out my tools, which is an Allen key that came in the box.
Yeah, let me get out my toolbox.
Let me get out my tools, my toolkit.
Yeah.
We're idiots, but hey, it's all good. Well,
hey, welcome to All in Our Heads.
Welcome to All in Our Heads.
25
minutes in. Welcome back to All in Our Heads, the podcast where it's all in your head and you're talking to two guys named Jacob that are pretty sick. Well, not legally Jacob, legally Jake.
True.
Yeah, true. You are not a Jacob.
No. And if you call me that, I'm flipping my lid.
Yeah, you call me Jake,
nothing will really happen.
No.
People call you that.
People call me that, and that's all right. Sometimes, but you can tell. So there's friends of mine that are comedians that do it as like almost like a joke.
Okay.
And I accept that, but then I always can tell outside of them, if you call me Jake, I know you don't know me that well. You know?
Yeah. Do you ever get called the wrong name?
What do you mean?
Because I get called the wrong name all the time.
Like, what do you mean the wrong name? Like just
completely wrong name.
Like
not
Ryan?
Not Jacob. Jack. I get Jack all the time.
That's really funny. I get Jakob a lot, but that's just because of like a different pronunciation.
That's just people being
That's just, that's just
people being different.
Yeah. And but that sucks. Jack. Jack Doolittle.
Yeah.
That's
people
really
call
funny.
me. I went to we had like a game night at a friend's house, and I got we were so excited, and then we met two new friends.
Cool.
And
which is exciting at this point at this point of your life is when as a couple.
Yeah, especially when you're ending towards your last quarter of life, it's like it's really exciting to meet new people.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just met this guy, and he called me Jack the whole night. Didn't also
Did you correct him?
Nope.
Your fault. That's all your fault. I'm
I know.
sorry, but you didn't correct him.
I waited till somebody else corrected him. Because I am the worst person.
Oh, buddy, coward. I'm with you. I'm with you. I will wait until someone else sticks up for me. But problem. No problem.
Yeah. I'll never stick up for myself. What are you talking about?
Jack
in some situations I will.
Yeah.
But not in something small like that.
It's almost like you were getting so comfortable with it that you almost forgot your name was Jake. Because you had...
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking Jack right now.
I'm Jack now. That's all right. I don't want to cause an issue.
Doolittle. Nope. I don't want conflict.
I don't want conflict over what my name actually is.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause a problem here, guys. I don't want to cause a problem, but my name is actually legally Jake. And I'm sure I'm making a bigger deal out of this already by even bringing this up, but
yeah.
I don't want to cause an issue. I don't want you to hate me. I actually want you to like me. So I will actually change my name to Jack. I'm Jack now.
Yeah, I would rather you like me as Jack than hate me as Jake.
That's really funny. Oh, that makes me laugh, buddy. Well, I guess I'll talk about the one thing I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, what's our topic today?
Well, it was I was going to talk about how I just got my health card renewed after 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Because in Canada, I don't know, you guys don't have health cards, do you?
It's not an insurance card, is it?
No. Technically, I guess what a health card is, it's basically like it's a photo ID, and it has your OHIP number, and OHIP is like it's kind of like insurance. It's a coverage. OHIP is like it's our free healthcare. So this is like my ID number to be
gotcha, okay.
This is your thing being like, this is proof that I'm a Canadian citizen and I have coverage for this stuff, which...
No, we don't have that.
Okay. So, and I'm sure I explained that poorly, but the Canadian listeners, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So you have your health card, and but I haven't had it since 2017. And I famously had cancer in 2020, and I went through the entire treatment without a health card, which is pretty absurd because you basically need a health card to do anything health-wise.
Sure.
But the whole time I was going in and out of treatment, I just had the number on my phone.
Okay.
So I had like the actual like code that they have to like input, so I would just tell them the code. And they'd be like, that's fine. Because at the same time, it was COVID, so people couldn't renew their health cards. Or it was like taking like a lot longer than usual. So they were just kind of like, the way I'm describing it now, it's like, it's the way I got through cancer treatment, I think is the way that anti-vaxxers feel when they get into a bar with a fake vaccine pass.
Fair. Yep.
You know, like it's like the hospital was the bouncer. Yeah. You know, like the triage nurse is the bouncer, the hospital is the club, and then and I'm just walking in with full confidence, being like, "You have to let me in here. I have the thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna die if you don't let me in."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
except anti-vaxxers are.
Yeah, you know.
That's not their situation.
No, that isn't their situation. They're just getting in to be what's the word?
To be the worst, I guess.
Pieces of shit is the term there.
That's, because that is one word.
Yes. So. I was trying to stay alive. They're trying to kill the rest of us. Which,
sure.
But,
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
A little different.
We're just kind of crazy. That's kind of cringe. I'll say it, guys. Anti-vaxxers are kind of cringe.
What are you doing, man? God, I hate those guys.
But it's just funny to be such a disorganized and like I don't have identification from the government, but I was able to be like, can you just let me in and make me healthy? I'm sorry. I'll get it completed. And it still took me 1.5 years after treatment to get finally get my health card.
Yeah, I mean, that's like trying to cross a border with a photo of a passport.
Yes, which people do.
Right.
Or going on like flights without a passport or ID.
Yeah.
Like domestic flights. Like you can't do that. I mean, but they will let you. They'll be like, all right, fine. But like,
they
that's
don't know
crazy.
about Photoshop or Canva. People can just go on Canva now and make
that's the other thing too with the vaccine passports. Like it's just too easy.
It really is.
It's too easy. But
I wish there's no like, there probably is a database, right, where people can see who's actually vaccinated, but it's not like these clubs are able to access that, right?
Well, and
like,
it's not like the person who's working at the movie theater is going to be like, I actually have the database right here. Your name isn't there. Sorry. Like, they're just going to see the thing and be
great,
like,
though. I would love that.
That would be great. But then I don't know. I think then people would be like, so you have my information at all times? That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
And then they'll make another stink about that and probably compare that again to the Holocaust.
The Holocaust?
Which, yeah. My uncle believes that. Isn't that fucked? My uncle genuinely believes that this is his Holocaust. How fucked up is that?
Well, and as we know, from Whoopi Goldberg, the Holocaust wasn't about race, right? Did you hear that?
What?
Whoopi Goldberg had to leave The View because she recently said that the Holocaust was not based off of race. So that's cool.
Based. I'm not here to get into the ins and outs of any of this stuff because I'm just some stupid idiot. But Whoopi, I guess unless she's trying to say it was about religion, but it was primarily against not only the religion. It was an attack on the way they were. I don't want to. The propaganda was literally saying this is what Jewish people look like, and there was like that is based off of what they. Yes, that it's based on race. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that's. I don't need to explain why that's dumb. That's the dumbest thing on planet Earth. That's so stupid.
If anybody agrees with Whoopi, then
you're an idiot.
Stop listening.
Stop listening.
So,
dude, what's with people who just don't get that was a horrible thing? Why do people keep trying to like be like it wasn't that bad? Like, why do people do that? I don't fucking get that.
Well, and also like The View is known for the worst takes.
Yes.
So like, do you remember what Kelly Osbourne said when Donald Trump wanted to build the wall?
No, which I don't know. No, I don't.
It's
remember.
One of my favorite quotes ever.
Okay.
It's a really, really good one. Okay. So, Kelly Osbourne, British, of course.
Yep.
Said something like, if you want to build this wall so bad and keep all the Mexicans out, then who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump?
Okay, I understand where she was, what she was trying to do, but she didn't do it right.
No, to assume that all Mexicans clean
toilets. God. Kelly, I understand you were trying to say that Donald Trump probably abuses. You're trying to say that he would not have white people clean his toilets. Like
sure.
That's what I get. That's what you're trying to say. But you didn't say it right. Why'd you? At the end of that what she just said, what she's saying is that Mexican people clean toilets, and that that's their use in American society for rich white people. So one that shows me that does Kelly Clarkson have
Kelly Osbourne.
Kelly Osbourne, not Kelly Clarkson. Sorry, I love Kelly Clarkson. Sorry.
Kelly Clarkson. She's strong.
Does Kelly Osbourne then have Mexican folks clean her toilet? Because
I would guess so.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of The View of like I like the idea of for women hashing it out, but I don't like the idea
from different backgrounds all having different opinions.
Yes,
that's great.
I love that. But for ultra rich people, I think that maybe that's where we get these statements that are a little out of
Yeah.
control. Like, I let's have a talk show where it's just people who make minimum wage, and I want to hear their opinions. We might get crazier opinions, but we also might just get more solidified, like normal ass shit, which I think is that's bad TV, I guess, because I'm sure because look at us talking about The View,
Right.
So yeah, Jesus Christ.
Love that quote.
So yeah, Whoopi Goldberg is my uncle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And they're down there for the Freedom Convoy, which is another thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, pal. They're down there. Unfriended them all on Facebook. Had to.
You had to. Also,
had to. I'm just. I can't do it.
Also, you're so old.
Well, and that's the thing. I went on Facebook and I was like, well, this is the first. Dusted that app off. Hasn't been opened in years.
Yeah.
it just sits in my apps folder.
Yeah.
Like my social media folder on my phone, and I just look at it and I go. I sometimes go, what is that? Oh, it's Facebook.
It's not exciting.
It sucks. What a shit app. And
Marketplace is great.
That's the thing. Bringing in Marketplace was like the best thing that they could have done. They took Kijiji and then they added it to Facebook, and it's the best.
It's genius.
But
it's
even
so
still,
good.
Marketplace makes me feel old sometimes.
Oh yeah. Or feel bad. I feel awful when there's an 80-year-old woman selling a vase for $150 because it belonged to her great grandmother, and it says that in the thing. But it has like no intrinsic value in the first place, and it's really sad. Or okay, in Maine, I've seen a lot of people take Marketplace photos on their laptops of their product, but holding it like in front of their face.
Yeah.
And that's really good because Maine, you don't see a lot of teeth. So usually it's like gums down and above the eyes. It's really good.
Oh, that's like, and I like in Toronto, it's a lot of young people I find. It's just young folks being like, now it's just like people have taken Marketplace and turned it into a business where they're like, I tricked that old lady and she gave me her vase for $100 and now I'm reselling it for $300.
Sure.
Which that sucks. Don't be that shitty person.
Yeah.
But when I go home to Kingston, which is 3 hours away, it turns into a bunch of like guys with that Ford F-150s who are taking their photo with their phone, underneath their chin. That's a lot of the
really
profile
good.
pictures, and that's how I got my golf clubs, and I got them for a great price. But
I bet you did.
I got them for a great price. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny how I would actually love to do a video about that, like where I would like to do the weird pockets of Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. But I've had to go pick up things for my parents here. Mm-hmm. Like Eilish and I had to go pick up a shark statue for my stepmom and my dad because they got a cottage and they wanted it as like a decorative piece.
Okay.
And it's a porcelain shark wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and it's got like a little table to like hold your keys and stuff. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. But the guy we had to get it from was the guy we got it from was also like a shark in a Hawaiian shirt, where I was like, and I was like, of course you have this thing. And then I found out that those things are super rare and they only made like 500 of them. So now people take them really seriously with those shark statues. So I got to find out the weird community of porcelain shark statues in the in southern eastern Ontario. And it's such a unique and weird part of the internet.
Did you have to go to the guy's house, or did you meet at a
Sure
at a
did.
place?
No, we went to his house.
Going to the house is the worst.
Normal house, weird guy.
Yeah, which is most people on Marketplace.
Most people on Market. Yep, absolutely. Strange people with neat stuff.
yeah, all the time.
All the time.
What I was going to say is back to your health card. Is it called a health card? What's it called?
It's called a health card.
Okay. I think I mean, you have that because of the free healthcare, right?
Well, and that's so that's the other thing, not to dwell so much on anti-vaxxers and stuff, because if you're listening, obviously we get your vaccination. That's what we're all about, and
Yep.
but you know how the like my uncle, he'll be like, they make it the this is Hitler's vaccine, and they're making you walk around with your papers, that kind of stuff. The health card is your papers to be like, I am allowed free health care. So that's why I get
Yeah.
mad. I get mad when people are like, they are making us carry around our papers saying we're vaccinated. And I'm like, yeah, they have that for everything. You need to drive a car and have papers to drive
A
a car.
driver's license.
Exactly.
Yep. And you
So
have to have registration.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
think.
this is, and you know how lucky we are that these vaccines are just available to us.
Yeah.
They're
Seriously.
just free, and that we are so lucky. And then so yes. Anyways, yes, that's what the health card is for. But yeah, so it's basically a way that I get my healthcare, and I prove I'm a Canadian citizen, and that's how I get my stuff. And it's great. And there's not, and then the other thing is not everything is covered by OHIP. Because I know everyone thinks that, you just walk into a hospital and they fix you and you're on your way, and that's not the case.
Course.
There's still stuff that you have to pay for. There's but we, at the end of the day, we are still unbelievably lucky for what we do get.
Here you'll pay for insurance.
Right.
You'll pay for a lot of insurance, and like a huge plan, and then you'll have something like Lyme that isn't covered by any insurance.
Yep.
And pay everything out of pocket.
And it sucks because you've already been paying into something that you would think that would pay for it. So then now you're down. Those are 2 L's. Paying into something, and then they go, "Oh, sorry, you can't have any of that money that you were paying into this thing," which is what insurance is. Insurance is something where you pay into it, and then you get that money back if anything happens. But then for healthcare insurance, they go, "Let's say no sometimes."
Yeah,
or a lot of times.
Most of the times, yeah. I got a new insurance policy specifically to get a surgery because on my original policy it would be $50,000 per surgery, and then on my other policy it would be a $4,000 max spent out of pocket per year, which was amazing because I've had 2 of those surgeries, and then I also want to talk about this. I need to decide when to get my or if to get my plates out, but give me 1 second.
Okay.
So now instead of spending $150,000 out of pocket for these surgeries, and that still covered 50% by insurance. They were $100,000 surgeries, and then
we
had to. But then we switched to, like, thank goodness my stepdad is a federal employee, and that insurance is much better. But if he wasn't, then we would be fucked. Like, it would be we would my mom would go bankrupt again, which is awesome.
Well, and that's the frustrating thing, is that the options in the States are either go bankrupt and live a life, or pull out credit lines. You can either stay alive and have a life filled with debt, and you might not even get the full things that you actually need.
Yeah.
Or take a risk and try to live your life without anything, like without any surgeries or anything, and just hope that it goes away. That's like where, at least in Canada, and the thing that pisses me off is that there are people who have been convinced that public health care is a bad thing. Somewhere along the line, they convinced some people that that because Canada has public health care, that our health care isn't that good, which isn't
right.
The case
those are the same
all.
people who are driving their trucks to Ottawa.
Bingo.
Right?
There's things, and the fact that we haven't that we aren't calling that the Canadian insurrection, because it's the exact same thing as what happened at the in the States when they tried to take over the Parliament Hill or whatever it was.
Capitol.
The Capitol. That's it. So it's
Did they break
same,
in?
They haven't broken in, but they've been
Okay,
basically
that's good.
harassing. They're trying. Okay, not to go on another tangent, but the stupid thing is that you're angry about vaccine mandates, and now it's been taken over by a bunch of like radical right wing like racists. And there's Nazi
Yeah.
flags being flown and Confederate flags being flown, and there's flags that are like Trump supporting flags. So it's just turned into the same thing, and now you guys are harassing soup kitchens for free food and all this shit. So it's really turned into this thing that is it's just as disgusting and upsetting as the American insurrection.
And it can only get worse, unfortunately.
Exactly.
You're not going to get rid of however many people there are. You just can't.
And there's even vaccinated truckers now that are going on and speaking out and being like, "Can you guys grow up?" Like, we're, and they're like, I saw a guy on TikTok who was like, "You want to know what I'm doing? I am vaccinated. I'm getting in my truck and I'm going to work. So grow up." And that's the thing that I'm just like, that's the thing that sucks too, is now truckers are getting a bad rap, but there's truckers out there who are like, "No, I'm vaccinated. I don't give a fuck."
Yeah. Are there like shipping delays or anything? Like what wouldn't that be like a delay in most?
Yes, there is delays for stuff, and people are like, stock up now because you're not going to have stuff for a while. But I think there's people that are it's a very like weird niche group, and the thing that sucks is that it's really been taken over by the anti-vax community, who are like, they're finally like, "Okay, we found more, great, like we're gonna hop on down there." So that's why my anti-vax family, who aren't truckers, they're just anti-vax, so they're like, this I support this. Yeah. And then you see videos of those people mocking indigenous people. And
of course.
So, try and tell me that this isn't driven by race or anything like that.
Yeah, whoopee.
Yeah, there you go, whoopee. But anyways, the thing that makes me upset is that when people think that public health care is a bad thing.
Worse. Yeah.
When I think about when you tell me about the prices of stuff, and I'm so happy that you have coverage.
Yeah. Me
but
too.
we did a rough estimation of what my treatments would have cost and what my stuff still would cost, and it's unbelievable how much money all of that would have costed. Yeah. But luckily, because of public health care, I was taken in right away, and I had my surgeries done right away, and then I had my treatment done within weeks of finding out that I had cancer. And it was fine. But there's some people who do not have that option in the States.
Or even, I was thinking about, like, I bet you it would still be very difficult for somebody with a chronic illness that is not diagnosable in a scan. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's the thing too. My disease is very recognizable, and it's very easy to get on board with. If I had Lyme disease, it might even have been different. Where they go, we don't really know what that is, and we don't really know how to treat it.
Or it might not even be covered.
Exactly. And there's tons of
that treatment isn't.
Well, and there's tons of surgeries and stuff. Like, I still think that transition surgeries are not covered by OHIP, stuff like that.
Really?
Like it's. It used to be. I still think it's not covered, but I'd have to double check that. But it's. I think about all that all the time, where, especially in the States, when people get diagnosed, when people find out that they're sick, the first step is to start a GoFundMe. The first step is to try and go, I need your support. We need money because I want to live. If there's anything you can spare, let me know. Whereas in my situation in Canada, my first step was going, okay, what grants can I apply for? What insurance do I need to apply for? Because there was shots and medication that wasn't covered, but there was a drug plan in Ontario, which is the province I live in. So there is province to province, there's different things that'll cover stuff, right? So then I applied for the drug program, and then I had my stuff covered, which, for example, 4 of my shots would have come to $10,000. So right there, it was like, okay, like it's either I pull out a line of credit or I apply for this thing. They got me approved right away, and then I was fine.
Yeah.
But that's not the situation in the States, which is really sad and really scary because there's people who vote against stuff like that. There's people
Yeah.
who vote against the right for healthcare. Like it's no longer about whether this should be a business or money or anything. This is a human right. To live a life is a human right, and that's insane that we put a price tag on it and we debate over it. It's not a debate.
Yeah.
There's people who capitalize on this and make tons and tons of money off the fact that people get sick. It's disgusting how much money people make off of the fact that people get sick. It's horrible.
Yeah, but also the people who aren't for universal healthcare have never had medical bills that they can't cover.
Bingo. That's the other thing too.
I think if they did, then I think that would change.
That's true. That's very true, and that's and it's hard to think about that. It's hard to think, well, they don't understand because they've never been through it, and it's easy to like I was just pretty emotionally charged up there, but you do have to think about, well, they just don't understand.
Yeah.
But it's important to like, it just sucks that there isn't a way to really show how families and people are affected by the financial struggle of being sick, of something that is out of your control.
Yeah, maybe we should what's that shoot, what was that the where there was a bunch of nuclear waste? What was that thing called where everybody got sick around it?
Chernobyl?
Yeah, maybe we should make a Chernobyl in the red counties of the United States.
I know where we could maybe, if we cut open my head, I think there might still be some radiation kicking around in there. So if we cut open my skull, and there's already, we could just reopen that little scar, and then I think we could release some of that radiation, get everyone sick, and then now you'll get it.
Yeah, then maybe we could like shave it like some truffle and put it on their food.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Some brain cancer truffle sauce.
Yeah.
That's, absolutely. And
really
it'll be
cool.
like, I'm sure the remnants of my brain tumor will look like a piece of black truffle.
Will look like a brain tumor.
And then they'll be like, "Can I get some more truffle on my fettuccine alfredo?"
Because they've never seen truffle before. Yeah,
exactly.
Because they're
because they're like, I heard that's
this?
Fancy. Well, no, they would know. They would know because we're talking about the rich folk that we got to let you know.
Well,
or are we talking about the people who are maybe not so fancy and they're like,
isn't it crazy that Republicans are usually either super rich or not? There's really no in between.
Yeah, and I also will like to preface, I'm no political science guy. I don't know nothing about anything. I don't have any statistics on me right now, but there is at least a stereotype of either being a rich, like you are a rich person that where you've had everything handed to you and you're conservative by default of your parents probably.
Sure.
And it's primarily because you don't want your money taken away, or somewhere along the line you hit a certain tax bracket and you just become conservative, typically. Yeah. Or you're a hardworking person who has been where you think that freedom lies in being a blue collar person who does not understand anyone else's life.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're in a city right now. You're in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I am not in a city. I'm
in
the middle of nowhere, Maine, and I would like to say that that there are no rich Republicans here.
Yeah.
And I will confidently say that I have more total teeth than all of the Republican Party in Bangor, Maine.
Okay, great.
So
that tells you. Well, I also I know based off of where I grew up and the type of because now they're all down in Ottawa.
Sure.
you know,
having a great time, I hope.
having a great time, even though none of them drive trucks, and they're just jumping on the bandwagon of not wanting to get a vaccine and being a selfish person. Anyways,
Sure,
what I'm
because those
saying,
kind of people don't have anything else to do with their lives,
well, and I just go, well, it's interesting that every time there's an anti-vax rally, Confederate flags show up. I just find,
Yeah.
what a neat coincidence, huh?
Yeah, I
Where,
forgot that you guys fought for the South, you know?
well, and that's, yeah, well, it's just funny that not a lot of people know this, but Ontario is actually considered one of the southern states. I know
That's right.
it's southern Canada, so that's where I think a lot of them get a little confused.
That's right.
So,
Especially like the people from where your hometown is. They say, "Oh,
which, yeah,
Southern Canada means South United
South.
States, not
Yes,
Northern." You know
exactly.
what I mean? So I
Exactly.
think that makes sense.
We don't go off of real geography. We go off convenient geography that makes sense with your shit beliefs. That's usually
Sure,
that's
South
what
equals South.
happens.
Yeah.
Yes, bingo, bingo, bango, bucko. And the issue is that and you know, and I'm not saying that liberals are highly rich. Usually,
No.
it's a bunch of poor artists who are like, I think everyone deserves the right to live, and
Yeah.
that's fine, I think. And
Yeah.
but it's weird that we can't relate to these hardworking, middle of the road Republicans because I want freedom and all that just the same as anybody else. I
Oh, yeah.
just also believe that gay people, trans people, people of color deserve the same rights as me. And
Yeah.
I think that's where we differ, and it's hard to explain that to Republicans.
Sure. I also wanted to say something about um what is this? There is a name for the surgery where people transition. I don't remember what it's called, and I don't want to say it wrong.
No, neither do I. Because I remember my friend, they were going through their top surgery. I guess I won't mention if we can bleep out their name there, but my friend was going for their top surgery, and they did a fundraiser for it because it wasn't covered. This is in like 2015 or 2016.
Yep.
And it wasn't covered by OHIP, but
Let's see. Okay.
reconstruction.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
So,
So this says
there's
gender
chest
reassignment surgery.
gender reassignment surgery. There's chest reconstruction surgery.
There's a vaginoplasty. I mean, there's so
yes.
many different things. But the person that I know, a person who could not get their gender reassignment surgery covered by insurance in the States, and had to
maybe? Sorry,
What?
sorry. Keep going.
had to prove to the insurance company that they wanted to kill themselves, and then it got covered.
Oh my god.
And that's I think that's sort of American medical,
Well,
like that's crazy.
What an extreme to be like, we will cover you, but you have to prove that you want to die for it.
Yep.
If you can prove that you are willing to put your life on the line, then we'll cover. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's horrific. And
Well, that's like when I was telling you about I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast, but when Boston Children's had misdiagnosed me with a million different things. I had gone to Boston Children's for 3 to 4 years, and never part of my thing was that my knees my knees hurt a lot, and they diagnosed it as arthritis without any research, and then and didn't do any x-rays or MRIs, and then I had an x-ray or an MRI when I got home, and then they saw that my kneecaps had snapped off.
Right.
And this was after 3 to 4 years of Boston Children's treating me for arthritis after no x-ray or MRI. And so I could very well sue them for or I could have sued
Yeah.
them for malpractice, right?
Right.
Because it's a basic thing that they needed to do that most people would do if somebody has knee pain.
Yeah.
And I talked to a lawyer, and what they said was, uh, if I um, had ended my life, then there would be a case. But since I didn't, and since I was posting like YouTube videos and Instagrams that you couldn't sue for, you could sue for malpractice, but they have better lawyers or whatever. You couldn't sue for emotional damages or whatever that legal term would be.
Right.
Because I didn't end my life, even though I wanted to. Because I didn't follow through with it, there's no case.
See, that's horrifying, and it makes me sick to my stomach that legality of medical malpractice is determined by suicide of the patient who is affected. That doesn't make any sense, and that is horrible to be like, well, they didn't kill themselves, so sorry. Like that's so horrible to say that. Well, no, I know that the malpractice could have killed you, but if you didn't kill yourself, then sorry, they didn't do anything wrong, or if you didn't try. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, and it seems so insensitive. It seems like a horrible way to dictate whether something was wrong or not.
Yeah.
Way to go to like the full extreme. And also like to treat suicide as like a form of a way to win a lawsuit.
Yeah, which is shocking. That's the second time that I was told that if I had killed myself, I would win a lawsuit, because we almost sued the school system in South Portland for locking me in a room and doing all those things when I was really sick. And,
exactly.
And
well, and to
another
do that,
lawyer said that if I killed myself, I would.
To use that as like leverage or like reasoning does like that's someone's life. Yeah, that's not like that's horrible.
Yeah, and I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, and also to think that like in no way would I be like if you ended your own life, I wouldn't immediately be like, oh, how can I get money out of this?
Exactly.
You know what
like,
I mean?
And to use that grief as a way to like as the base of a legal case, of a lawsuit, that's insane.
Yeah.
Not only is someone grieving the loss of somebody, but now you're asking them to go to court and use that against a giant like medical conglomerate. That's insane. Yeah, and that's so insensitive, and that's so extreme and so stupid. Why don't we do something about this stuff so we prevent people who take their lives? Why don't we do something early enough where this stuff doesn't happen, so we don't have to use suicide in court? Like that's shocking to me that someone would look at someone and be like, well, you didn't kill yourself, so you don't have a case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fucking so backwards.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, I think it's pretty normal, which sucks. But like, I mean, when you think about malpractice cases, unfortunately, most of the people who are successful with them have passed. Whether it is taking their own lives, or a doctor fucking like. Or a doctor was in the middle of a surgery and just fucked everything up. Like that is, that's not usually, if they're alive, their defense is they're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy.
That's the thing. It's and with like you're saying, like with medical malpractice, it's lucky that someone survived. So then why do we have to go to the fact that no, you should be dead, because then we'd really have a case here?
Yeah.
No, I'm lucky to be alive. That's why
Yeah.
there is a case here, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
I'm living now, like
With
emotionally,
the trauma that you've
with
caused,
exactly
yeah.
with the emotional damage, and now I'm living with that, and now I struggle with my mental health, and I struggle with
Yeah.
things like that because of this. This has caused me that. So, can we not use that as a case?
Yeah.
It's this is such a tricky road. Well, not really tricky. It's just like, hey, just you know. I don't know. I think that to casually mention suicide or death like that in legality just feels gross to me. It just feels really
Oh
gross.
yeah. Absolutely.
Uh,
One of the lawyers was gross about it, but one of the other lawyers was trying to be as polite as possible and was like, unfortunately, how all of this
right.
works is that the
Right.
only way that you can do this.
Yeah.
And so I can't take this case, and it's fucked how it is, and I'm very sorry.
Well, and I guess that lawyer was trying to be real with you. Like, this is the unfortunate thing is that there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brutal.
Maybe we should make a convoy to Boston Children's Hospital.
Yeah, I agree.
And all stand outside and wear masks.
Yeah,
and
protest. Yes, of course.
Protest their stuff. Actually, no, that would be really sad because people going in for treatment.
Well, that's the thing. I've gone in for treatment or an MRI or something, and there's been people outside protesting the vaccine. And it's just when you protest outside a cancer hospital, you do not look like a hero.
No, you don't.
Like
you
when
look
there's
like
a
the
bunch
worst kind of person.
You look like the worst kind of person because there's just people going in and out trying to get healthy, and you're protesting outside that you don't want to. Hey, listen, that's great that you don't want to get that, but I got to go get 6 needles in my arm because they got to check that there's no cancer in my fucking blood. That's awesome that you don't want to get something that will help everybody, but I'm just trying to go get my blood taken, and I'm going to feel like shit all day, but I just have to go do that so I can stay alive. But I'm glad that you don't want to get something that'll just help old people. That's awesome that you don't want to help old people. You piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're
shit.
scared of a fucking needle.
Oh, I'm glad that you don't want to get the needle and that I might throw up today because of how fucking sick I am. Yeah. But that's cool that you don't want to have a sore arm. Oh, yeah,
for one day. For one day.
So thanks for coming to the cancer hospital and letting us know how tough it is not getting the vaccine. Oh, must be tough, guys. Must be really fucking tough. Get fucked. You. Don't stand outside of my goddamn cancer hospital and promote that shit. Get fucked.
You know what? And this goes back to the beginning where we were talking about not being confrontational. The only thing that I get confrontational with is my health stuff.
Yes,
so
me too.
I would absolutely say that to their face.
Me too. I have no problem. I have no problem because that's awesome that you guys are mad at the doctors for promoting the vaccine, but the doctors actually are promoting healthcare generally, and that's why I'm showing up here so I don't die of this fucking deadly disease. But that's great that you think that there is that this is a fight against you. Get the fuck out of here. How about you come in here and do some radiation? Yeah. That might change your mind on what the vaccine does.
Yeah, I mean, that's an FDA approved. That's like that's been tried and true to help.
Oh, you don't want to get the vaccine? Well, I don't want to go get lasers in my brain. I guess I can relate to you, huh? I guess we really can relate. Get fucked. Yeah, you're going to be sick for a day, and there's going to be a microchip, I guess. I'm literally having lasers go through my face.
I'll take a microchip, actually.
I would love a microchip.
If I don't have to get lasers in my face,
buddy, I would love a microchip. I'm glad that anyone would want to know where I am at all times. That's actually really nice. It's a really nice and comforting. It's
my god.
Anyways, I feel like we really we went all over the place there.
Yeah, we did. This was a great episode, though.
We're exploring these themes. We're trying to figure this stuff out, and that's we're just. And I would love to understand how people come to these conclusions and do these things, and but that's the way it is. So
how fun
we'll
would
probably
it be
have to put a trigger warning at the beginning of this one.
I think we should probably at the beginning of everything. Yeah, probably put one
a little
just
trigger
because.
Warning, we talk about some pretty intense stuff.
Yeah, it's not something. If somebody's looking for an escape It's nothing like our videos. Like it's
No,
definitely
this is different.
like
This is different.
so yeah, I think we should probably put one at the beginning of everything. But
you want to go to some questions maybe?
we don't have any questions.
Oh, no problem. Hey, that's all right. Well,
we've answered every question that has been asked on that form.
Okay. No problem.
So that's all right. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do have a question for you. When you drink three iced black teas back to back,
yeah,
and then when you take a caffeine pill,
yes, yeah.
When I have
400 milligrams of caffeine before it's 11.
Yeah. Do you feel good or do you feel scared about? Do you or does it perpetuate a type of anxiety that promotes you to go work out? That do you get so anxious that you go like, time to get up? Like, do you get hyped on anxiety where it's like it starts as my heart doesn't feel good and I think I need to sit down, and then it turns into let's go run around.
Yeah, I think you know what I think it is I think my heart is already beating when I'm sitting like so fast when I have that much caffeine that I'm like, okay, well, I might as well, if my heart's already beating, then I might as well use this, I guess. But I didn't think about the fact that my heart would beat faster. So
it beats faster and faster, pal. And then especially when you start exercising, your heart rate's already up because of all that caffeine. And now it's gonna go, and now you're using that high heart rate to go, let's get the muscles working, and then your heart
I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, I bet you did. Because simply your body was just trying to move blood around, and then your brain told your heart, let's get more going. Let's move more around the body. Let's get it. You were like, let's turn my fucking veins into a NASCAR track. This is the Indy 500 inside.
I want to see everything go through my veins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You want it to move so fast that you watch it get you watch it like zoom through your veins. I want to be entertained by how fast my blood is moving in my veins.
I want to watch it. I want to watch a very close race between my red and white blood cells.
As they race to keep you alive in this disaster that you've created.
So it didn't feel good.
Okay, great.
And
well, then maybe that's...
And I won't do it again. So that's
all right. Good call. Well, and that's the thing. We're always learning. We're always trying to get better. And sometimes it's all in your head, and that's okay.
Sometimes it's all in your head. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Should we hop out of here?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, that was another episode of All in Your Heads. My name is Jacob Sharpe.
I'm Jake Doolittle.
And remember, guys, you're just sometimes you're acting crazy, and that's okay.
Sometimes you're kooky.
Sometimes you're a little kooky. It's all good. So. And sometimes you do things. Sometimes you get sick, and it's not your fault. And then sometimes you have, and sometimes you make yourself pass out because you made some poor decisions, and that's your fault. But that's all right.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye, Jake.